Welcome back everyone to River and Sea, where today I will be heading out to Sarkvorn in order to find the Grey Fear. I know that sounds like a rather terrible thing to be doing. I decided to come up this rather impossible looking ridge. I came up here looking for a forestry node, and I wouldn't even have attempted it if it weren't for that, because I thought this was going to be impossible to climb. But it turned out not to be, and supposedly there is a clue of some sort out over this way that I am seeking. And after that, we could go into Sarkvorn itself. This place looks, well, dead might be an understatement for what we've got around here. Well, the dead seem to be walking, which is not something you would like the dead to be doing. Now, is this way the right way? Yeah, I believe so. Now, she said something about a bridge. Yeah, this is actually the right way. Alright. Usually I actually, despite the directions she gives, come in through the other direction. In fact, I once made a video for the instance showing where to get there. I went in through the opposite direction. There's a necklace on the skeleton. Okay. Now, we can head up this way. And I believe Sarkvorn is somewhere that, well, or at least I'll be able to find it if it weren't for all this fog. Well, Gorwin's here. Gorwin stands before the great ark of the Black Stone, and she appears uneasy. I wonder why.
In all my years, I have never dared to stray any closer to Sarkvorn.
But if this is where the Grey Fear dwells, it is where we must go. There is no other choice, lest we allow this evil to spread through all of Cardolan, perhaps even all of Eriador. If this is truly the work of Angmar, then my vengeance is twice earned. Cardolan has suffered enough loss, and we cannot allow the Grey Fear to bring it to ruins once more. If Lilith's quest led her to these ancient grounds, perhaps we can find some sign of her passing in Sarkvorn, or some tool to aid us to overcome the Great Fear. Even the most insignificant thing may prove a great boon. Let us go, Pine Sea. If we quail any longer, I fear my courage will fail me. Alright? So now, I need to enter Sarkvorn and search for some sign of Lilith. And we have found the Hunter campsite, and I have discovered the entrance to Sarkvorn, which means that now I can actually run the instance, which I suppose it's time to do that.
Before the fall of Cardolan, in the aftermath of the war with Angmar and the great plague that followed, countless dead were laid to rest in mass burials among the stones of a ruined temple of the Edain. Its name of old forgotten, it came to be known as Sarkvorn, the Black Grave. And though centuries of abandonment, none save the most unwary or foolhardy ever dared approach it. But now, the Witch King of Angmar has returned to rouse the Barrow Wights from their slumber and summon forth an ancient evil thought banished long ago, the Grey Fear.
Wait, and I'm walking into this place? Oh, wonderful. Well, how do you feel, Gorwin? Can we... Well, let us head on down. What do we have here? We've got spiders! Well, I've dealt with spiders in the old forest, right? And I think other places. Oh yes, even in, oh. I need to pay attention to. Okay, and deadlights. Well, we ran into some of those in Cardolan when we were helping that elf. Completed. Dead Slayer of Cardolan. New deed. Dead Slayer of Cardolan advanced. Well, this is going to be real fun. Yeah, especially if we're going to have bees coming all over us from the horns. Now. Okay, that's just going to make a lot of noise and not bug us, right? So let us then head out this way. This has always been a confusing instance, trying to get, especially the beginning of it. Oops. Corpse rat. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. I can't see a thing. Alright, we got beetles, oaks. See? Oh, we got nasty things all over the place in here. And yeah, nasty things all over the place. Okay. Can I get rid of that stuff? Alright, now for you. Now, how are you doing? Well, so far she seems to be fine. Good. At least this isn't one of those instances where you instantly lose if something goes wrong with the person you're with. Oh. Everything's on top of me. Oh. I think eventually I'm supposed to find a way through this into the main part of the dungeon. With the din of splintering bones and branches, a terrible creature awakes. Oh. Okay. Is this the... No, it isn't any sort of boss if I remember correctly. Oops. Or maybe it's just a... Alright, now let's get this right. Okay. Oh, it is a boss. Alright, you have defeated Flada. I forgot about this boss. Alright. 1 coin of Cardolan. Right. Now, inside. Now, before I go any further, perhaps I should use one of these scrolls that I've been doing as part of my scholar training. Now, what do we got down here? Dead, probably. Yep. Right first time. I don't know how I guessed. Ooh. Hey, how about give you fire and ice? There you go. And you. Yeah, make sure that I keep things properly here. And for you. Okay, these pots are just here for decoration, I presume. nothing particularly useful with them. Oh, hi! Well, hoping they're susceptible to fire. It'll help it if they are. I mean, they look dry enough, right? And you? I see some rapping that, well, that drain away your power. Bane of the Powerful, whatever that is. Oh. 3 superior heart attack rations. Yeah, let's have... You might as well have one of these. Now, this way. Oops. Oops. This seems to be all over the place. Your turn. Ah, good. Oh. Hey, you're... oh. Oh, one shot 'em! Nothing like having your most powerful attack all primed. Okay. The north wind does work. Oh, I guess this is where I need to go next. That's gonna be my guess. Alright. I think we got the right spot. Grave White Plague Bearer. Ah, you didn't quite finish that! Let's just let this nastiness fade away. Good, with that done, let us head on. And your turn. Let's see. Oh, we still need it. Let's take care of these dead lights first before we worry about... I can't see. I have no power. How does a mariner restore power? Oh, this thing is times. Really? 0 plus 0 times 0 times 0 power regeneration. That is like rude. Doubly rude. Same thing on the other side? Nope. Alright. Luiloth.
You are brave to have made it this far. But Sarkvorn will not be a part of your story. It will be the end.
Oh, well, we'll have to see about that. Sorry, Osterin.
Asterin, after them! Die! Die! Die!
Well, nothing like having an undead dog.
You cannot flee death! Freedom. Finally.
Well, I think her last word says it all.
Sorrow lies heavy upon this land.
Alas, poor Luiloth. I cannot say for certain, but I think that she collapsed these tunnels herself, almost as if to trap the great fear within Sarkvorn. And poor Osterin, so loyal was he that even then he did not abandon Loyloth. From her wounds, I suspect that she was killed in the tunnel collapse. That is my hope, at least, for it would be a preferable fate to any other that I might have found in Sarkvorn. Better that than to be tormented by the grey fear until she died of starvation or met some other sorrowful end. But her remains do not appear to have decayed as any others would, and that knowledge brings many unpleasant thoughts into my mind. Either Sarkvorn was so well sealed when the tunnels collapsed that she was preserved, or the grey fear took hold of her remains in the same manner as those of Prince Amandir. So many were the horrors visited upon her family, it can scarcely be believed. We must put an end to the grey fear, my friend, once and for all. Alright, so we need to defeat the grey fear. Oh, and we also need to loot the boss chest, right? Layla's chest. Alright. Didn't look like there was anything in particular. I didn't seriously think there'd be much in there other than, of course, the usual coin of Cardolan. And now... the Grey Fear himself? The darkest depths of Sarkvorn, you discover Hithringor in the guise of Prince Amandir.
At last you arrive.
Yep.
See you now the fate that awaits those who defy me.
Ooh.
Once I served the Ordainer, but no longer. I forsake my master of old, he who abandoned me to the enemy. He who left me broken and without form. In his kindness, the Witch King of Angmar has granted me his power. For too long I slumbered, all but forgotten by the men of Cardolan. In time they will all remember me, and the tales of old shall strike fear into their hearts. In the shadows of Angmar, a vast kingdom of the dead shall flourish. And there, I will sit in judgment evermore. The kingdom of the dead awaits you.
Oh well. I suppose it's time to smash him. Uh-oh, I got problems here. Okay, what's draining my... Oh, he's got something in there that's causing me to... Yeah. He's got a reflect on him, doesn't he? Oh, he's got a corruption on him. Oh, that's right, these things.
Curse you!
Oh, I forgot about the corruption there. Alright, there we go. Now let's get rid of these things. Alright, and get rid of... and get rid of this thing. Ugh. That was a bad time for that to happen. Alright.
I see darkness within you.
go to this side. Oh, it's been too long since I've done this one. Okay, good.
Enough! You shall be mine!
Ooh, that's something I definitely forgot all about.
Doom comes for you. Rise, rise, my subjects!
Okay, okay. I totally forgot about that.
I see darkness within you.
Now you?
The dead obey me.
Apparently they do. Alright, well, where is the... Oh, there you are. Now, your turn. Oops. Just not doing my timing right.
I will feast upon your fear.
I'm sure you would.
What is this? No, my lord. You cannot summon me. No!
Well, that's over.
Our resolve must not falter.
Is the Great Fear truly gone? Is he banished from Cardolan evermore? If the stories of old speak true, the Great Fear may yet return with the passing of the years. Perhaps all we can do is remain vigilant and pray that it never returns, neither in the guise of Prince Amandir nor any other. Nay, I must believe that this is gone, Pine Sea. We have won this victory for Cardolan, for Mineldir. Skerwin speaks. A sound echoes through the halls of Sark 4. Did you hear that, my friend? It sounds like it came from the chamber where we discovered Luiloth. I don't know about you, but I will not leave this place while the dead still roam the halls. Let us find out what made that sound. Alright, I will first see what's in here. It is, of course... Hold on. Curious broken grave gift? See. Well, plus vitality plus fate. Well, let's go and see what's in the other room. I mean, it can't be worse than what we just fought, right? Definitely not worse than what we just fought. It's Goldberry. Ah! Hello?
What a joy it is to see you well, dear friend.
You have triumphed over the Grey Fear, have you not? If you had not, I do not believe that I would have found my way into this old barrow unhindered. Indeed, the shadow upon this place is lifted, but one matter remains unfinished.
When you and I spoke of Luiloth, an old memory came to my mind. Long ago, when Luiloth came to me seeking counsel against the Grey Fear, she wore a brooch set with blue stones upon her breast. And this very day, by some curiosity of fate, my Tom brought me a gift, a brooch from Othrongroth, the Great Barrow. I could scarcely believe it, but it was no other. How it found its way into the Great Barrow is not known to me, but perhaps Luiloth sought there some other defense against the Grey Fear. But now the Grey Fear is no more, cast back to the halls of the Ordena. And so I have come to return the brooch to its rightful owner. Rest well, dear Luiloth.
Rest well. Well then.
Blue was always Tom's color after all.
Interesting. Because that tells us about when this is. Because it said that he returned it just this very day, so that Tom gave her the brooch. So it can't be too far after the Barrow incident in The Lord of the Rings then, which is since he finds.
It is over, my friend. May Meneldir and so many others at last find peace.
Is that the river daughter of whom you spoke? Even in so dark a place, I feel a lightness upon my heart in her presence. But truth be told, I don't wish to remain here any longer than we must. The Grey Fear is no more, but that does not erase the hurts that has brought upon us or any of the peoples of Cardolan. I trust Riangar will wish to hear of this. I will escort you to Hernim, but I'm afraid our paths must diverge after we arrive. I am a Dunedain after all, and my duty is to my kin. Far too many troubles have come to Cardolan of late, and it shall be our task to see them aright. Nevertheless, I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for us, and for Meneldir. Very well. Then we are done here. Well, I hope never to go into that place again.
The Grey Fear is no more?
You returned! Glad am I to see you, my friend. Ooh, the tale you bring chills me to the very bones. I knew things were dire, but never did I imagine that such a creature with so much history. You not only saved my homeland, but also found justice for Luiloth and her family. May this unholy cycle of grief be ended. There we go, and... ooh, yeah, nice upgrade. Whee!
What have you got there? Oh,
Yeah, I found a skeleton near Sarkvorn. Oh, but this was my mother's necklace. Thank you. I suppose knowing what happened means that I can close the door to my heart that left open, hoping that she would one day return. I think I always knew, though, that she would not.
what you have found at Sarkvorn brought me no joy, but it did provide some peace.
Please, tell my father what you found here as well. He deserves to know that she did not abandon us on purpose. Father's sitting by the door. He apparently helped himself into the stew while we were gone, as there was none of it left. Hello?
You again, eh? What mischief have you and my daughter been up to?
Oh, her necklace. So, she didn't leave us set after all. It was an accident. You and Riangar did all that you and you helped to cook my favorite stew as well. I'm afraid that I have been unkind to you. For so many years, anger has been the only thing that I have known, but today you have brought me hope. You and Riangar have shown that history is important, but that dwelling on the past is not what we needed. Using what we learn from our history here, in the present, is what's important. That, and the people that we have. Lilith lost her life to avenge her family and keep Cardolan safe, as did my wife. You and my daughter followed in their footsteps, and yet surprised that they were able to. Riengar was never chasing some silly dream, nor was her mother. They both knew that there was a danger, and they took action to meet it. I'm sorry and grateful. You will always be welcome here in Herne, and in my home. I thank you. And so we conclude our adventures in Cardolan. Now, I am being directed towards Evendim, though of course, my racial deeds ask me to go to the Lone Lands. So I'm trying to think which would be the best. Now, of course, I do have this mail of another matter of importance, and I do have to think about that. But I know that the class quest can be tough at level 30. I'm going to have to ponder this, and when we return next time, you'll either see me up in the Lone Lands or heading towards Evendim when we return to River and Sea.